Hello, microeconomics class. This is Dr. Seibert checking in with you this week. And we're looking at I think, some interesting subjects, oligopolies and strategic behavior. But in oligopolies, to me, that's fairly similar to monopolies. I like to think of Amazon and Walmart as somewhat of oligopolies as far as ordering things online. I think Amazon's the king. Walmart probably started out as the king, but Amazon figured out they're pretty darn good at it. And they are, of course, creating all kinds of centers as delivery centers. And I think they're actually putting one in Park City. So they're getting pretty good about their distribution and getting that product out and getting it on time. And, for a while during the pandemic, it wasn't happening because you couldn't get supply chain stuff, but now it's better. So, but we need to watch that too, because is Amazon the best price? I don't know. When I look, I think it is, but I do look a little longer now, at some more options, because when I had ordered from Amazon, I wasn't careful about what company I used that goes through Amazon, and something I ordered in June didn't even make it here until October. So then other things I ordered, they just weren't right. So I'm paying a little more careful consideration to my Amazon purchases. And, is it going to get here by a certain day? When it didn't get here by a certain date, what choice do I have? Amazon's usually pretty good about things, but if they have another carrier that sometimes they just can't work with them. So anyway, that's, to me, is somewhat an oligopoly. If they just can't, if they can work with you, that's still good. But if they kind of, just brush off, just watch for those things. Walmart also getting better because, as we found out, competition makes everybody better. So with Amazon getting to be the king of getting products to us, Walmart decided, wow, they're taking too much of a cut. We want in on that too. So they're actually doing better. For example, on groceries, for like $98 a year, you can give it to Walmart to pay for them to deliver all year to you, your groceries. For a working family, that's probably like gold, not having to drive up there, spend the time shopping or even picking up your groceries. So even when you're an oligopoly, you're still trying to have some kind of a competitive edge. Where I don't see this happening is with our monopolies, and that tends to be our social media, our Facebook, our Twitter. Most of the time, these companies get other apps because they know that Facebook, for example, is not a leading app anymore, but all their other ones combined make it really a voice to be reckoned with, as is Twitter, as we've seen recently with Twitter banning certain posts and stuff. So as free Americans, and our information is supposed to be free to us to make our own decisions, we'll have to watch that and see if these companies end up going more monopoly, staying somewhat oligopolistic, and if we're going to do something about it, which I'm guessing the government will, or the Senate is going to do that. So another interesting thing about this chapter is they talk about cartels, and we don't really talk about cartels much in our United States way of doing business, because when I think of cartel, I think of drugs and things that are going on in a bad way. But to tell you the truth, there are cartels, and they do work to some extent. So a cartel that works means everybody's doing what whoever is the leader says. So you are going to, whatever your product is, you are going to sell it for the same price as everybody. And that's your cartel. Now, if you step away from the cartel and try to do something on your own, that's where the problems start in. So that's what happens when a cartel gets broken. And we probably know the rest of the story on that. Now, we probably have cartels here in the United States on certain things. We wouldn't really call them cartels. To me, that's more of an international business thing. But it was kind of an interesting read. So just gives you information that yes, these things are in the economy. The price is set for certain things, and that's why they have cartels. And it could be something that's foreign, but and if it comes over here, we end up paying, maybe a higher price because the cartels are setting it. And this used to be very prominent when we didn't have oil. Right now, we are supply our own oils, which has been good. But back in the 70s, the cartels, we called them the oil cartels, and they controlled the price of oil. So in the late 70s, we had kind of runs on gasoline where we had people lined up for hours to get gas because our cartel could say, we're going to sell you this, we're going to sell you that, or we're not going to sell to you. Put us in a bad position. So after that, the government officials decided we didn't want that to happen again. We wanted to be, our own boss of oil. So as far as a cartel, that's something that's happened in history. That's a little more current, and that everybody in the United States was experiencing because of that. Now with our own, oil, we don't have to be beholden to anything like that. And of course, now the people over in the Middle East are suffering because they don't get the prices that they were before. So that's actually a good thing the government did. So yay. Anyway, um, I'll let you go for this week and have a good week. Talk to you later.